First contact and looming threat. The vast emptiness of space stretched before Captain Elena Rees as she stood on the bridge of the UAS Horizon, humanity's most advanced deep space exploration vessel. The ship hummed with quiet efficiency, a testament to human engineering prowess. Elena's dark eyes scanned the holographic displays, searching for any anomalies in the sea of stars. "Captain," Lieutenant Jean called out, his voice tinged with excitement. "We're picking up an unusual energy signature. It's like nothing we've ever encountered before." Elena strode over to Zhang's station, her interest piqued. "Show me." The holographic display zoomed in on a distant star system, revealing a pulsating energy field that defied explanation. As they watched, the field began to fluctuate wildly. "What in the world?" Elena murmured, her brow furrowed in concentration. Suddenly, the energy field collapsed in on itself, and in its place appeared a massive ship. Its design was utterly alien, all smooth curves and iridescent surfaces that seemed to shift and change as they watched. "First contact," Elena breathed, her heart racing. This was the moment humanity had been waiting for, dreaming of for centuries. Open a channel, all frequencies. Before Zhang could comply, the alien vessel unleashed a barrage of energy weapons. The horizon shuddered under the impact, shields flaring to life just in time to prevent catastrophic damage. "Battle stations," Elena shouted, her training kicking in. Evasive maneuvers. The horizon's engines roared to life, narrowly avoiding another volley from the alien ship. Elena's mind raced. Why had they attacked without provocation? Was this how they greeted all new species? "Return fire," she ordered. "Target their weapon systems. Let's show them we're not defenseless." The horizon's plasma cannons lit up the darkness of space, scoring hits against the alien vessel's hull. But their advanced technology seemed to absorb much of the impact, and they showed no signs of slowing their assault. "Captain," Zhang called out, his voice strained. "We're receiving a transmission. It's being broadcast on all frequencies to every human outpost and colony in range." Elena nodded grimly. "Put it through." The main view screen flickered to life, revealing a sight that sent chills down Elena's spine. The alien before them was tall and insectoid, with multiple limbs and compound eyes that glowed with an eerie intelligence. "Humans," the alien's voice reverberated through the ship, somehow translated into perfect English. "We are the Zarketh. Your existence has been deemed a threat to galactic stability. Prepare for assimilation or annihilation." The transmission cut off abruptly, leaving the bridge in stunned silence. Elena's mind raced, processing the implications of this threat. They weren't just dealing with a single hostile ship. This was a declaration of war against all of humanity. "Send a priority alert to Earth Command," Elena ordered, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. "We need to warn everyone." As Zhang relayed the message, the horizon continued its desperate battle against the Zarketh vessel. Elena's tactical mind kicked into overdrive, analyzing every move, every weapon discharge, searching for weaknesses in their seemingly impenetrable defenses. "There," she exclaimed, pointing at a fluctuation in the alien ship's energy field. "Their shields weaken for a split second after each weapon's discharge. Target that spot with everything we've got." The Horizon's weapons officers complied, unleashing a concentrated barrage of plasma fire and kinetic projectiles. For a moment, it seemed as though their efforts were in vain. Then, miraculously, a portion of the Zarketh ship's hull buckled under the assault. A cheer went up from the crew, but Elena knew better than to celebrate prematurely. "Keep up the attack. We need to buy time for our warning to reach Earth." The battle raged on, a David and Goliath struggle in the depths of space. The Horizon was outnumbered and outgunned, but human determination and ingenuity kept them in the fight. Elena's quick thinking and the crew's seamless teamwork allowed them to exploit every small advantage, every minor weakness in the Zarketh's defenses. Hours passed, feeling like an eternity. The Horizon's hull was scarred and battered, systems failing one by one, but they had accomplished their mission. The warning had been sent, and humanity would not be caught entirely unprepared. "Captain," Jung called out, his voice hoarse from shouting orders. "Another Zarketh ship has entered the system. We can't hold out against two of them." Elena nodded grimly. She had known this moment might come. "Prepare for emergency FTL jump. We've done what we can here. Now we need to get this information back to Earth in person." As the Horizon's FTL drive spooled up, Elena took one last look at the alien vessels on the view screen. They had survived this encounter, but she knew in her heart that this was just the beginning. Humanity was facing its greatest challenge yet, and the odds seemed insurmountable. The stars stretched into lines as the Horizon jumped to faster-than-light speed, leaving the battlefield behind. Elena allowed herself a moment to breathe, to process the enormity of what had just transpired. First contact had turned into first combat, and now the fate of their entire species hung in the balance. As they hurtled through space towards Earth, Elena began to formulate plans. They would need to analyze every scrap of data from the encounter, develop new technologies to counter the Zarketh threat, and somehow find a way to unite all of humanity against this common enemy. The Horizon emerged from FTL on the outskirts of the Sol system, greeted by a flurry of transmissions from Earth Command. News of the Zarketh ultimatum had reached them, and the planet was in a state of barely controlled panic. As they approached Earth, Elena gazed at the blue marble that was humanity's cradle. Despite the fear and uncertainty that gripped her, she felt a surge of determination. Humanity had faced extinction-level threats before, from their own making and from natural disasters. Each time, they had emerged stronger, more resilient. The Zarketh might have superior technology and numbers, but they had underestimated the human spirit. Elena allowed herself a small, grim smile. If it was a fight the aliens wanted, then humanity would give them one they'd never forget. As the Horizon docked at the orbital station, Elena prepared herself for the debriefings and strategy sessions to come. The next few days would determine the course of human history. But no matter what challenges lay ahead, she knew one thing for certain: humanity would not go quietly into the night. They would rage against the dying of the light, and in doing so, they might just surprise everyone, including themselves. The battle for Earth's survival had begun, and Captain Elena Rees was determined to be on the front lines, leading the charge against the stars themselves if necessary. The Zarketh had no idea what they had just unleashed: the indomitable, unstoppable force of humanity united against a common foe. As she stepped off the Horizon, Elena took a deep breath of recycled station air. It smelled like home, like hope, like the future they would fight tooth and nail to preserve. The real war was just beginning, and humanity was about to show the galaxy exactly what they were capable of when pushed to the brink. Human ingenuity unleashed. The war room within the United Earth Defense Headquarters buzzed with frantic energy. Holographic displays flickered with real-time updates from across the solar system, each blinking red dot representing another Zarketh incursion. Captain Elena Rees stood at the center of the storm, her voice steady as she recounted every detail of their first encounter with the alien threat. General Akira Tanaka, the grizzled veteran in charge of Earth's defenses, listened intently. His weathered face betrayed no emotion, but the tightness around his eyes spoke volumes. When Elena finished her report, he turned to address the assembled leaders. "Ladies and gentlemen," he began, his voice gravelly but strong, "we face an enemy unlike any we've encountered before, but make no mistake, humanity will not go down without a fight." A murmur of agreement rippled through the room. Tanaka continued, "Captain Rees' data has given us a starting point. Now we need solutions. I want every scientist, every engineer, every creative mind working on ways to counter the Zarketh technology. No idea is too outlandish. We need innovation, and we need it yesterday." As the meeting adjourned, Elena found herself approached by Dr. Samantha Chen, Earth's leading xenobiologist. The petite scientist's eyes sparkled with a mix of fear and excitement. "Captain," she said, "I have a theory about the Zarkef physiology based on your encounter. If I'm right, it could give us an edge." Elena nodded, intrigued. "Go on, Doctor." "Their insectoid nature suggests a hive-like social structure," Samantha explained. "If we can disrupt their communication, we might be able to throw their entire fleet into disarray." It was a long shot, but it was more than they had before. Elena quickly arranged for Dr. Chen to have access to all the sensor data from the Horizons battle. Over the next weeks, Earth became a hive of activity itself. Every research facility, every manufacturing plant, every university lab was dedicated to the war effort. The Zarkef continued their advance through the outer colonies, but humanity refused to yield. In a repurposed hangar in Nevada, a team led by Dr. Marcus Donovan worked tirelessly on adapting Earth's electromagnetic pulse weapons to penetrate Zarkef shields. Their breakthrough came at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday, when a bleary-eyed graduate student noticed an oscillation pattern in the alien shield frequencies. "It's not constant," she mumbled, then louder, "It's not constant. Their shields have a rhythm, like a heartbeat." Marcus snapped to attention, and within hours they had developed a prototype EMP device that could slip through the momentary gaps in Zarkef defenses. Meanwhile, in the depths of the Pacific Ocean, marine biologist Dr. Aisha Mbeki made a startling discovery. Studying the bioluminescent patterns of deep-sea creatures, she found similarities to the shifting colors of Zarkef hull plating. "It's not just for show," she realized. "It's a form of communication." This insight, combined with Dr. Chen's hive mind theory, led to the development of a revolutionary cloaking technology. By mimicking Zarkef bioluminescent patterns, human ships could potentially move undetected through enemy fleets. As these innovations and others poured in from around the globe, Elena found herself working closely with a young prodigy named Alex Torres. Barely out of his teens, Alex had an uncanny ability to integrate disparate technologies into cohesive systems. "The key," Alex explained one night as they pored over schematics, "is to think like we're not just fighting the Zarkef, but communicating with them. Every weapon, every defense, it's all part of a larger conversation." Elena raised an eyebrow. "A conversation where they're trying to wipe us out." Alex grinned, a flash of youthful enthusiasm in the midst of war. "Exactly. So we need to change the topic." His unconventional approach led to the creation of the Harmony Protocol, a complex system that could adapt human technology on the fly, responding to Zarkef attacks in real time and even predicting their next moves. As the first Zarkef ships entered the inner solar system, humanity was ready to unveil its newfound capabilities. The UES Defiant, a hastily retrofitted vessel incorporating all the latest innovations, prepared for its maiden voyage. Elena, having proven herself in first contact, was given command. Standing on the bridge of the Defiant, Elena felt a mix of pride and trepidation. The ship hummed with power, banks of new technology lining every wall. Her crew, a hand-picked team of the best and brightest, looked to her with a mixture of hope and determination. "All systems online," Captain, her XO, Commander Raj Patel, reported. "Harmony Protocol is green across the board." Elena took a deep breath. This was the moment of truth. Either their desperate innovations would turn the tide, or humanity would face its darkest hour. "Take us out, Commander," she ordered. "Set course for the Mars defense perimeter. It's time to give the Zarkef a proper human welcome." As the Defiant glided out of Earth's orbit, a small fleet of similarly upgraded ships fell into formation behind them. On the view screen, the red dot of Mars grew larger, surrounded by the ominous signatures of the approaching Zarkef Armada. Elena squared her shoulders. "All hands, battle stations. Let's show these aliens what human ingenuity can do." The Defiant surged forward, its revolutionary engines propelling it faster than any human ship had gone before. As they closed in on the Zarkef fleet, Elena gave the order to activate their new cloaking technology. The effect was immediate. The alien ships, caught off guard by the sudden disappearance of their targets, fell into disarray. Elena watched with grim satisfaction as the Harmony Protocol predicted and countered every Zarketh move, guiding the Defiant through the chaos like a dancer through a complex routine. "Fire EMP charges," Elena commanded. "Target their command ships." Bursts of electromagnetic energy pulsed from the Defiant, slipping through the rhythmic gaps in Zarketh shields. Alien vessels began to drift, their systems overloaded and confused. For the first time since the war began, humanity had the upper hand. The battle for Mars became a showcase of human adaptability and creativity. Every Zarketh tactic was met with an innovative counter, every alien technology matched by human ingenuity. As the last Zarketh ship in the Mars sector fell to the combined assault of the human fleet, a cheer went up across the Defiance bridge. Elena allowed herself a small smile, but she knew this was only the beginning. "Send word to Earth," she ordered. "The Harmony Protocol works. It's time to take the fight to the enemy." As the Defiant turned its bow toward the outer planets, ready to liberate the besieged colonies, Elena felt a surge of pride in her species. Faced with an overwhelming threat, humanity had not cowered or surrendered. Instead, they had risen to the challenge, pushing the boundaries of science and technology in ways no one had thought possible. The war was far from over, but for the first time, there was hope. Human ingenuity had been unleashed, and the Zarketh were about to learn that underestimating humanity was the last mistake they would ever make. As they plotted their course to the next battlefront, Elena couldn't help but wonder what other miracles her people would pull off before this war was through. One thing was certain: the galaxy was about to witness the true power of human determination and creativity unleashed, forging unexpected alliances. The UES Defiance streaked through the inky blackness of space, leaving a trail of liberated human colonies in its wake. Captain Elena Rees stood at the helm, her eyes fixed on the holographic display of the Kuiper Belt. Intelligence suggested a significant Zarketh presence in the area, possibly a forward operating base for their incursions into the solar system. "Captain," Commander Raj Patel called out, his voice tense. "We're picking up an unusual energy signature. It's not Zarketh, and it's not ours either." Elena's brow furrowed. On screen, the main view screen flickered to life, revealing a sleek vessel unlike anything they'd ever seen. Its hull seemed to ripple like liquid metal, effortlessly absorbing ambient radiation from nearby stars. "Hail them," Elena ordered, her curiosity piqued. Before they could establish contact, a shimmering portal opened in space before them. A melodious voice filled the bridge, seeming to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. "Humans of Earth," the voice intoned, "we are the Other Collective. We have watched your struggle against the Zarketh with great interest. Perhaps it is time we spoke." Elena exchanged glances with her crew. This was unprecedented. "We welcome the opportunity for dialogue," she responded carefully. In a flash of light, a being materialized on the bridge. Tall and ethereal, with skin that seemed to shift between various states of matter, the alien regarded them with eyes that sparkled like distant galaxies. "I am Zephyr," the being introduced itself. "We have long observed the various species of this galaxy, rarely intervening. But your resistance against the Zarketh, it has impressed us." Helena stepped forward, keeping her composure despite her amazement. "We're fighting for our survival," she stated simply. "We'll use every tool at our disposal to ensure humanity's future." Zephyr nodded, a gesture surprisingly human-like. "It is precisely this adaptability, this fierce determination, that has caught our attention. The Zarketh are a plague upon this galaxy, consuming all in their path. We believe your species might be the key to stopping them once and for all." As Zephyr explained, Elena learned that the Ether Collective was an ancient race, possessing technology far beyond human comprehension. They had the power to end the Zarketh threat easily, but their own laws forbade direct intervention in the affairs of younger races. But there is a loophole, Zephyr continued, a hint of mischief in their otherworldly eyes. We can share our knowledge with those we deem worthy, and humanity, in its brilliant response to the Zarketh invasion, has proven its worthiness. The implications were staggering. Elena's mind raced with the possibilities. What exactly are you offering? She asked. A partnership, Zephyr replied. We will provide you with the knowledge to enhance your technology beyond your wildest dreams. In return, you will act as the guardians of this sector of the galaxy, ensuring the Zarketh threat is neutralized not just for humanity, but for all sentient life. It was an offer they couldn't refuse. Over the next few weeks, the Defiant became a hub of frenetic activity. Ava scientists worked alongside human engineers, melding their advanced knowledge with humanity's innovative spirit. The results were nothing short of miraculous. The Harmony Protocol was enhanced to predict Zarketh movements across entire star systems. Human weapons were upgraded to harness the power of dark energy, capable of bypassing even the strongest alien shields. But the most significant development came in the form of a new faster-than-light drive. Based on Aether principles of quantum entanglement, it allowed human ships to traverse vast distances almost instantaneously. As the upgrades neared completion, Elena received a transmission from Earth. General Tanaka's face appeared on the screen, his expression grim but determined. Captain, he began, we've received intelligence that the Zarketh are amassing a massive fleet just beyond Pluto's orbit. They're preparing for a final push on Earth. We need the Defiant and its new capabilities on the front lines. Elena nodded, her jaw set. We're ready, sir, but I think it's time we took the fight to them. She outlined her plan, a bold, perhaps reckless strategy that would take advantage of their new FTL capabilities to strike at the heart of the Zarketh fleet before they could launch their assault. Tanaka listened intently, then gave a curt nod. Make it happen, Captain. The fate of Earth is in your hands. As the transmission ended, Elena turned to find Zephyr watching her curiously. You plan to attack the Zarketh directly, the Aether being asked. Even with our enhancements, it will be a perilous undertaking. Elena smiled grimly. Sometimes, the best defense is a good offense. Besides, humanity has a long history of achieving the impossible when our backs are against the wall. Zephyr's form shimmered with what Elena had come to recognize as amusement. Indeed, it is this quality that gives us hope for your success. The being paused, then added, There is one more gift we can offer you, Captain. A means to communicate with other species who have suffered under Zarketh oppression. United, you may stand a better chance. With a wave of Zephyr's hand, a small crystalline device appeared on the bridge console. This will allow you to reach out to other resistances across the galaxy. Use it wisely. As Zephyr prepared to depart, Elena felt a surge of gratitude. Thank you, she said simply, for believing in us. The Aether being's form began to fade. It is you who have given the galaxy new hope, Captain. May your courage light the way through the darkness that comes. With Zephyr gone, Elena turned to her crew. Their faces showed a mix of determination and apprehension, mirroring her own feelings. All right, people, she announced, her voice steady. We've been given an opportunity here, not just to save Earth, but to free countless other species from Zarketh tyranny. It won't be easy, and the odds are still stacked against us. But if there's one thing I've learned, it's that you should never bet against humanity when the chips are down. She gestured to the crystalline communication device. Our first task is to reach out to other resistance movements. We're going to build a coalition unlike anything this galaxy has ever seen. The Zarketh think they have us cornered, but they're about to learn that they've just united the entire galaxy against them. As her crew sprang into action, Elena allowed herself a moment of reflection. The fate of not just humanity, but countless other species now rested on their shoulders. It was a weight that would have crushed lesser beings, but Elena felt only a fierce determination. The Defiant hummed with power, its new systems pulsing with Aether-enhanced energy. They had the technology, they had allies, and most importantly, they had the indomitable human spirit. As they prepared to make their first faster-than-light jump to rally their new interstellar coalition, Elena knew that the true test was yet to come. The battle for Earth had become a battle for the galaxy, and humanity, once alone in the cosmos, now stood at the center of a gathering storm that would reshape the very fabric of interstellar society. The next phase of the war was about to begin, and Elena Rees was ready to lead the charge into the unknown, the great counteroffensive. The bridge of the UES Defiant hummed with nervous energy as Captain Elena Rees stood before the holographic display. Around her, representatives from a dozen alien species watched intently, their diverse forms a testament to the coalition she had helped forge. The Zarkef fleet is amassing here. Elena pointed to a cluster of red dots just beyond Pluto's orbit. Our intelligence suggests they plan to launch their final assault on Earth within the next 48 hours. Caxvol, a towering reptilian being from the Draconis system, hissed softly. Their numbers are overwhelming. Even with our combined forces, a direct confrontation would be suicide. Elena nodded, a grim smile playing on her lips. Which is exactly why we're not going to confront them directly. At least, not all of us. She waved her hand, and the holographic display zoomed out, revealing a complex network of jump points and fleet positions. Thanks to the Ether Collective's FTL technology, we have an advantage the Zarkef don't expect: true mobility across the battlefield. The plan was audacious, perhaps even reckless. While a small fleet led by the Defiant would engage the Zarkef head-on, drawing their attention, the bulk of the coalition forces would use the new FTL drives to jump behind enemy lines, striking at key strategic points simultaneously. Our goal isn't just to defend Earth, Elena continued, her voice filled with determination. It's to break the back of the Zarkef war machine once and for all. As the alien representatives debated the finer points of the strategy, Elena felt a familiar presence at her side. She turned to see Alex Torres, the young prodigy whose insights had been crucial in developing the Harmony Protocol. "It's a good plan, Captain," Alex said quietly. "But there's still one wild card we haven't accounted for." Elena nodded, knowing exactly what he meant. Despite all their advancements, they still hadn't cracked the secret of the Zarkef hive mind. If they could disrupt it, victory would be all but assured. If they couldn't... "I've been working on something," Alex continued, his eyes gleaming with that mix of excitement and apprehension that often preceded his most brilliant ideas. "It's not ready yet, but if you can buy me a few more hours, I think I might have a way to turn their greatest strength into their greatest weakness." Elena placed a hand on his shoulder. "Do what you need to do. We're all counting on you." As the coalition fleet made final preparations, Elena retreated to her ready room. She stared out at the stars, feeling the weight of responsibility pressing down on her. It wasn't just Earth at stake now, but the freedom of countless species across the galaxy. A soft chime interrupted her thoughts. "Captain," Rage's voice came through the comm. "It's time." Taking a deep breath, Elena straightened her uniform and strode back onto the bridge. The faces of her crew, human and alien alike, turned to her expectantly. "All ships report ready, Captain," Raj informed her. Elena nodded, her voice steady as she gave the order that would kick off the largest coordinated military action in the history of the galaxy. Initiate Operation Starburst. The Defiant surged forward, leading a small but formidable battle group. As they approached the massive Zarkef fleet, Elena felt a mix of awe and dread. The alien armada stretched as far as the eye could see, a sea of biomechanical monstrosities poised to extinguish all resistance in the galaxy. "Zarkef vessels are altering course," Raj reported. "They spotted us." "Good," Elena replied, her eyes never leaving the tactical display. "Let's give them something to chase. All ships, execute evasive pattern Delta. Weapons free." The space around them erupted in a dazzling display of energy weapons and explosions. The Defiant danced through the chaos, its ether-enhanced systems allowing it to predict and avoid Zarketh attacks with almost prescient accuracy. As the battle raged, Elena kept one eye on the chronometer. Their job wasn't to win this fight, but to hold the Zarketh's attention long enough for the rest of the plan to unfold. Coalition forces report successful jumps to all designated targets, Raj announced, a note of triumph in his voice. Elena allowed herself a small smile. Phase 1 was complete. Now came the hard part. Across the galaxy, carefully coordinated strikes threw the Zarketh war machine into disarray. Supply lines were severed, communication hubs destroyed, and outlying bases overwhelmed before they could even raise their defenses. Back in the Sol system, the Defiant and its battle group continued their deadly dance with the main Zarketh fleet. They were outnumbered and outgunned, but their superior mobility and the unpredictability of the Harmony Protocol kept them in the fight. Just as it seemed they couldn't hold out much longer, Elena's comm crackled to life. "Captain," Alex's excited voice came through. "It's ready. I found a way to disrupt their hive mind." Elena's heart raced. This was the moment they'd been waiting for. "Do it," she ordered. Alex's voice was tight with concentration as he explained. "I've repurposed the Aether communication device. It's broadcasting a signal that mimics the Zarketh hive mind, but with a twist. It's introducing chaos into their network, turning their shared consciousness against them." As they watched, the effect on the Zarketh fleet was immediate and dramatic. Ships began to move erratically, some colliding with each other, others firing on their own allies. "It's working," Raj exclaimed. "The Zarketh fleet is in disarray." Elena allowed herself a moment of elation before snapping back into action. "This is our chance. All ships, press the attack. Don't let up until every last Zarketh vessel is neutralized or retreating." The next few hours were a blur of tactical maneuvers and calculated strikes. The coalition forces, sensing the tide of battle turning, poured through the gaps in the Zarketh defenses. As the last Zarketh dreadnought fell silent, its systems overloaded by the chaotic signals flooding its network, a cheer went up across the Defiance bridge. Similar celebrations echoed across the coalition fleet and on 100 worlds newly freed from Zarketh oppression. Elena slumped in her chair, exhaustion and relief washing over her in equal measure. They had done it. Against all odds, humanity and its unlikely allies had turned the tide against an enemy that had seemed unstoppable. As the adrenaline of battle faded, Elena's thoughts turned to the future. The Zarketh threat was broken, but not eliminated. There would be pockets of resistance to mop up, prisoners to deal with, and a galaxy's worth of damage to repair. But more than that, there was a new reality to face. Humanity was no longer alone in the cosmos. They had proven themselves on the galactic stage, forged alliances, and demonstrated an ingenuity that had saved countless lives across the stars. As she gazed out at the debris-strewn battlefield, Elena knew that this victory was just the beginning. A new chapter in human history was about to unfold, one that would take them further into the cosmic ocean than they had ever dreamed possible. The war was over, but the true adventure was just beginning. Turning point and sacrifices. The aftermath of the great battle hung in space like a cosmic tapestry of destruction and hope. The UES, defiant, battered but unbowed, drifted amidst the debris field that was once a mighty Zarketh armada. Captain Elena Rees stood on the bridge, her eyes fixed on the holographic display showing the extent of their victory. "Damage report," she requested, her voice hoarse from hours of issuing commands. Commander Raj Patel, his uniform singed and his face streaked with sweat, responded, "Hull integrity at 62%, Captain. We've lost our portside weapons array and long-range communications are offline, but we're still in the fight." Elena nodded grimly. They had won a significant battle, but the war was far from over. "What's the status of the coalition fleet?" "We've suffered heavy losses," Raj admitted, "but nothing compared to the Zarketh. The destruction of their hive mind was more effective than we could have hoped. Most of their remaining forces are in full retreat. As if on cue, Alex Torres burst onto the bridge, his young face alight with a mix of excitement and exhaustion. "Captain, I've made a breakthrough with the hive mind disruptor. I think we can use it to track the retreating Zarketh ships back to their homeworld." Elena's eyes widened at the implications. This could be the key to ending the war once and for all. But before she could respond, a priority transmission cut through the chatter on the bridge. "Captain Reeves," General Tanaka's grave voice filled the air. "We have a situation. A significant Zarketh force has broken through our defenses and is making a beeline for Earth. They're moving too fast for our ground-based defenses to respond effectively." The jubilant atmosphere on the bridge evaporated instantly. Elena's mind raced through possibilities, each more desperate than the last. They were too far away to intercept the Zarketh force directly, and the rest of the fleet was scattered across the system, mopping up the remnants of the alien armada. "Sir," Helena said, an idea forming, "what if we could bring the fight to them before they reach Earth?" She quickly outlined a plan, bold and dangerous in equal measure. Using the other-enhanced FTL drive, they could jump the Defiant directly into the path of the Zarketh fleet. It would be a one-way trip. The drive wasn't designed for such a precise, short-range jump, but it might buy Earth the time it needed. General Tanaka was silent for a long moment. "You understand what you're proposing, Captain. It's practically a suicide mission." Elena looked around at her crew, seeing the determination in their eyes. They had come too far, sacrificed too much, to let Earth fall now. "We understand, sir, but we're willing to make that sacrifice if it means saving our home." The general's voice was thick with emotion as he gave his approval. "Godspeed, Defiant. The hopes of humanity go with you." As the transmission ended, Elena turned to her crew. "I won't order anyone to come on this mission. If you want to stay behind, now's the time to say so." The response was immediate and unanimous. Not a single crew member moved to leave their post. Raj spoke for all of them when he said, "We're with you, Captain, to the end." With renewed purpose, the crew of the Defiant prepared for their final mission. Alex worked feverishly to modify the FTL drive for the short-range jump, while weapons teams salvaged every last bit of firepower from their damaged systems. As they made their preparations, Elena recorded a final message to be sent to Earth. In it, she spoke of hope, of the indomitable human spirit, and of the sacrifices necessary to secure a free future. She ended with words that would be remembered for generations to come. "We go now to meet our destiny, not with fear, but with the conviction that our actions today will ensure a tomorrow for those we leave behind." The moment of truth arrived all too quickly. The Defiant's engines hummed with power as they prepared for the jump. Elena stood at the helm, her hand hovering over the activation control. "All hands," she said, her voice steady, "it has been my greatest honor to serve with you. Whatever happens next, know that your courage has saved not just Earth, but countless worlds across the galaxy. Now, let's show these Zarketh bastards what humanity is really made of." With a deep breath, Elena activated the FTL drive. The stars blurred around them as the Defiant made its final jump, hurtling towards a confrontation that would decide the fate of Earth. They emerged from FTL in a blaze of energy, directly in the path of the oncoming Zarketh fleet. The alien ships, caught completely by surprise, scattered in confusion. "All weapons, fire at will," Elena commanded. The Defiant unleashed everything it had, its other-enhanced weapons tearing through Zarketh shields like paper. The battle that followed was short but brutal. The Defiant, outnumbered and outgunned, fought with the desperation of those who know they're making their last stand. They took heavy damage, but for every hit they absorbed, they dealt back tenfold. As systems failed and hull breaches multiplied, Elena realized they had accomplished their mission. The Zarketh advance had been halted, their formation broken. Earth's defenses would have time to mobilize. "It's been an honor," Elena said to her crew, pride swelling in her chest even as warning klaxons blared around them. But fate, it seemed, had one last surprise in store. Just as the Defiance systems were about to give out completely, a shimmering portal opened in space before them. The melodious voice of Zephyr, the Ava being, filled the bridge. "Your courage has moved us humans. Perhaps it is time we reconsidered our policy of non-intervention." In a flash of ethereal light, the Defiant and its battered crew found themselves enveloped in an Ava energy field. The damage to their ship began to repair itself, while the remaining Zarketh vessels were immobilized by forces beyond their comprehension. As Elena and her crew watched in awe, the Ava Collective revealed themselves in force. Their intervention turned the tide decisively, not just saving the Defiant but utterly neutralizing the Zarketh threat to Earth. In the aftermath, as the Defiant limped back to Earth, escorted by shimmering Ava vessels, Elena reflected on the incredible journey that had brought them to this point. They had faced extinction and emerged victorious, not just through superior firepower or technology, but through the uniquely human qualities of adaptability, determination, and self-sacrifice. The war wasn't over. The Zarketh homeworld still needed to be dealt with, but the tide had irrevocably turned. Humanity, once on the brink of annihilation, now stood at the threshold of a new era. An era of interstellar alliances, of incredible technological advancements, and of a hard-won peace. As the blue marble of Earth grew larger in their view screen, Elena knew that the real work was just beginning. But whatever challenges lay ahead, she was confident that humanity would face them with the same courage and ingenuity that had brought them through their darkest hour. The stars, once a realm of terror and invasion, now beckoned with the promise of a brighter future. And humanity, tested by fire and forged in the crucible of interstellar war, was ready to answer that call. Victory and new horizons. The Grand Hall of the United Earth Council was filled to capacity, a sea of faces both human and alien. Captain Elena Rees stood at the podium, her dress uniform pristine, a stark contrast to the battle-worn officer who had returned from the brink of sacrifice mere months ago. "Today," she began, her voice carrying to every corner of the room, "we gather not just as the victors of a terrible war, but as the architects of a new galactic order." The audience listened in rapt attention as Elena recounted the final push against the Zarketh. With the combined might of the coalition forces and the unexpected intervention of the Ava Collective, they had pursued the retreating Zarketh to their homeworld. What they found there had shocked them all. The Zarketh, for all their aggressive expansion, were themselves victims, Elena explained. Their world was dying, poisoned by centuries of unchecked industrialization. Their campaign of conquest was born of desperation, a misguided attempt to find a new home for their species. The revelation had led to an unprecedented decision. Instead of annihilation, the coalition had offered the Zarketh a chance at redemption. With Ava technology and the combined scientific knowledge of a dozen species, efforts were now underway to rehabilitate the Zarketh homeworld. In choosing compassion over vengeance, Elena continued, "We have demonstrated the very best of what intelligent life can aspire to be. This war has cost us dearly, but it has also united us in ways we never thought possible." As she spoke, holographic displays around the hall showcased the rapid changes sweeping across Earth and its colonies. Ava-inspired technology was revolutionizing everything from energy production to medical care. The FTL drive, once a closely guarded military secret, was now being adapted for civilian use, opening up the galaxy for exploration and colonization. "But our greatest achievement," Elena said, her voice swelling with pride, "is not technological but diplomatic. The Galactic Confederation, born from our wartime coalition, stands as a testament to what we can accomplish when we set aside our differences and work together." The hall erupted in applause as Elena introduced the ambassadors from various alien species, each pledging their commitment to this new interstellar alliance. Even as Zarketh representative was present, their once menacing form now humbled, seeking atonement through cooperation. As the ceremony concluded, Elena found herself approached by a familiar ethereal figure. Zephyr, the Ava being who had first extended the hand of alliance, regarded her with those starry eyes. "You have exceeded our expectations, Captain Rees," Zephyr said, their voice a melody of approval. "Your species has proven itself not just capable of survival, but worthy of shepherding a new age of galactic peace." Elena smiled, feeling the weight of new responsibilities settling on her shoulders. "We couldn't have done it without your help," she replied. "I hope we can continue to count on the Ether Collective's guidance as we navigate this new frontier." Zephyr's form shimmered with what Elena had come to recognize as amusement. "Oh, I think you'll find that humanity is more than capable of charting its own course. But we will be watching with great interest and, I must admit, a touch of excitement. Your potential is limitless." As Zephyr departed, Elena was joined by her old crew, Raj, Alex, and others who had stood with her through humanity's darkest hours. They looked out over the bustling spaceport, where ships of various designs, some recognizably human, others utterly alien, prepared for journeys to the stars. "So, Captain," Raj asked, a twinkle in his eye, "what's our next mission?" Elena grinned, feeling a familiar surge of anticipation. "Well, Commander, I hear there's an unexplored sector just beyond the Orion Arm. Rumor has it there might be some interesting anomalies out there. Fancy a look?" Alex, his young face alight with curiosity, chimed in. "I've been working on some modifications to the Harmony Protocol. I think we could adapt it for deep space exploration, maybe even for communicating with non-corporeal life forms." As her team excitedly discussed the possibilities, Elena felt a profound sense of gratitude and purpose. They had faced extinction and emerged not just victorious, but transformed. Humanity had found its place among the stars, not through conquest, but through courage, innovation, and an unwavering belief in the power of unity. The war had been won, but the true adventure was just beginning. New horizons beckoned, filled with mysteries to unravel, civilizations to meet, and challenges to overcome. And humanity, battle-tested and allied with wonders beyond their wildest dreams, was ready to meet that future head-on. As the sun set on this historic day, casting the spaceport in hues of gold and purple, Elena Rees looked to the stars with a heart full of hope. The galaxy, once a place of terror and uncertainty, now promised a future limited only by their imagination and will. "Well then," she said, turning to her crew with a smile that spoke of adventures yet to come, "shall we see what's out there?" And with that, humanity took its first confident steps into a new era of galactic citizenship, ready to write the next chapter in their cosmic story, a story of exploration, diplomacy, and the endless pursuit of knowledge. The stars, once so distant and foreboding, now felt like home.